Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Cities Skylines, the Beginner's Guide. I'm BonBonB and you are of course very welcome. This is part 2. Part 1 was a quick look at the overview of the user interface. That took way too long, and hopefully this won't take so long because I'm sure your attention span is about as long as mine is normally. Right, quick word of warning. I am using a few mods on this particular game. This isn't to cheat, this is just to enable me to show you everything that you need to see. For example, I'm playing with unlimited money. If you're playing vanilla rules, you won't have unlimited money. And it makes the game much more hard, but it also slows things down as well, which is a good thing because you don't want to be growing your city too fast. Because we have a thing called death waves, which I will cover in a later show. But let me just say in advance, you do not want to build your city fast. The slower, the better. Right, today we're going to be using a custom map off of the workshop called the Moraine Falls. It's by a creator called Ecania, who does lots of detailed maps, very detailed maps. This is a very nice one. I have deleted a lot of the trees from the start square, which is here, as you can tell, and that's just so that it makes it cleaner and easier for us to build. I chose this map because I knew that the build planes would be very flat and it'd be very simple to show you what's going on. Plus it's very pretty to look at. So when you start, you'll have a start square. Let me come up here. There we go. There's your start tile here. You're given this for free, and from there you will have a highway running through it, you'll have some water, you'll have an intersection, and then you might have a few bonus things like railways and stuff. But you will have a highway, you will almost certainly have an intersection to start you off, and those are the two things that we have already. As you play the game, you'll get some money, and then you'll be able to buy the adjacent tiles slowly but surely. Obviously you'll choose one that you like. Here would be a bad idea because we've got mountains and no build plane, whereas over here this makes a lot of logical sense to be our second one to buy, but we are a long way from being able to do that. Let's go back down to our start square. Right, so let's start by looking at the basics. We're going to be needing electricity and water. Even before we put down any roads, I'm going to tell you those two things. Now with electricity, there are two options when you start playing the game. You have the wind turbines, which are powered by wind, strangely enough. When you click on the wind turbine, it will automatically show you the wind map. The darker the colour, the more wind there is. So here would be a good place to put wind turbine. Here would be a less good place to put wind turbine. Although you would think up on the hill it would be slightly windier. But no, down by the river it is. So that is where we would want to put our wind turbines. They do produce noise pollution, so you don't want to have them too close to your residential areas. Makes a bit of sense really. Right, we're going to pop down a wind turbine right there, just to get us started. Next thing we're going to need is water. Now, if we click on the water tool, there are two ways of obtaining water. You have the water tower. It doesn't produce that much, but you can draw from groundwater. If you're in a polluted area, you will be pumping polluted water and you'll be making your residents sick. So make sure you put them in a non-industrial area. Water pumping stations are a more common way. These pump from the rivers. And you want to keep an eye on these because if you pump too much from the river, the water level will drop and then maybe your water pumping won't reach the water base itself. So what we'll do is we're going to put down our first pumping station right there. Right, next one we'll have a look at the water drain pipe, which is this one here. Now, if we pop down the water drain pipe, say, how about here? Seems like a good place, doesn't it? Except for look at the direction of the water arrows there. It's flowing from right to left. Now, if we pump our sewage out at this point here, the sewage is going to flow into our freshwater pump, and it's going to pump polluted water to the residents of our new town. So we would rather have the sewage downstream. I'm going to pop it right there. And it's very close to our fresh water, and you wouldn't ideally want them so close together, but just for the sake of this tutorial we're going to do that. Now we're going to connect them up with water pipes. So we'll click on the water pipe, And we'll come down here, and if you have a look on the back of these pumping machines, there's a little circle, a disc, yeah? Easy to miss that when you start playing the game. Now I'm going to hover over that disc with the pipe selected, and it clips to it and goes green. That means we're connected. Click once there and drag out, and you can see that we are now dragging out pipes. I'm just going to connect that with that one. Those two are now connected together. Now all we need to do is we need to drag this up to connect to our town, wherever that town is going to be. I'll just click there and bring it up to that kind of area. We know we're going to need some sort of zoning up there. Right. Next thing, they're complaining they have no electricity. Well, everybody's moaning, isn't they? Now, what you'd normally be doing here, guys, I'll tell you now, before you even zone anywhere, just by putting down all these things, these are going to cost you money to upkeep. What you should be doing right now is pressing pause. We use the space bar. Now everything has stopped. Nobody's being charged for anything. And that makes a lot of sense. So when you get started, before you actually do anything, pause the game. It'll save you some money in the long run. Right, now going back to electricity again. Now, you see each of these guys here, they've got a blue circle around them, or blue shape around them. That's their zone of electricity, where they all connect, electricity jumps from one building to another, or from one structure to another. What we need to do is we need to get electricity from our wind turbine here down to these guys down there, and connect those two together. Now, there are a few ways of doing this. The most obvious one is using power lines, and because this is a beginner's tutorial, that's exactly what we're going to do. Click on power lines, click within the area of influence, which is there, drag it across. Now, when you're going across roads, there'll be places that you cannot put down these power lines because there's obviously something in the way already. So you may find you're unable to place something exactly where you want to. Like we can't put there, but we can put here. I'm just going to draw it to there, click off once, and then I'm going to bring it a little bit further into that zone there, and then connect across to there. All of these things cost you money. But hopefully now, these things I'm going to unclick. There we are. Get the clock ticking, and just see that we are getting power to our water pumping. There we are, power is all connected up now, and they're happy. We can pause the game again. Right, now we're going to put down some roads. Now, if you hadn't gone with the wind turbine, I do believe when you start the game from scratch, the other option is coal power. Right, well, first of all, I'm going to start off by putting down a road off of our intersection here, which is straight line tool. You've got a few tools here. You've got straight line tool, you've got the curved road tool, you've got freeform tool, and you have the upgrade road tool. Upgrade road we'll get to in a second, but we're going to start off with a straight road tool. I'm just going to build a straight road out from here. This is going to be a very simple build, guys. Don't expect anything miraculous here. There you go. We have a straight road. Now the upgrade tool is if you go at that road, actually I want it to be a bigger road, something like this road here. Select the upgrade road tool, hover over that area, and if you click on that, it will upgrade to that road that you're after. Upgrade also downgrades as well, so we actually did want it in that original format. There we are, downgrades to that. That's how the upgrade road tool works. The curved roads and the freeform road we won't be doing today, but it's fiddle around with it. I'm sure you'll find out if it works, and I'm sure I'll do a tutorial on that in the future. I'm also going to downgrade this road as well, like that. Okay, so now what is next? The coal power station I was talking about. Now, if you're going to have a coal power station, have it as close to your main intersection as humanly possible. I'm going to draw out a road this way using the straight road tool to say there. Reason being, let's go back into power, call up our coal power station. Here it is. Coal power station needs coal to run. I'm going to pop it down there so you can see it in all its glory. Now the coal is not being produced in our town because, well, we haven't got a town. It's got to be shipped in from overseas down this road. So you're going to get all these coal trucks coming along these highways and then using these roads to come to your coal power station. And you don't want it on the opposite side of your town, especially if suddenly you're getting chock-a-block with traffic. Loads of traffic means traffic jams. Traffic jams means the coal can't get to your power station. Coal not getting to your power station means you can end up having no power and everything shuts down. So have that as close as possible to your intersection. I've got it, well, possibly too close, but never mind. Right, we are off. We are now rolling. Next job I'm going to show you what to do here is we're going to build a couple of roads up here so we can have like a housing estate. First of all, when you move in, you can see this line comes up every 10th unit. 10 units because zoning is 4 deep when building houses, etc. You can have a 1 deep house, and we come into zoning there. You can have that fella there. You can have the 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep, or 4 deep. The big houses are 4 deep, and big buildings are 4 deep as well. Right, so why do the roads have a line come out at 10? Well, that includes the width of the road. So what we've got here is 4 deep. If we come out to 10, come on, there we are. And now draw a straight line up from there. We've got zonings of 4 and 4. Doesn't quite match up exactly because the game isn't exactly perfect. But that'll enable you to have full zonings in each section. So we'll bring it down here and down and connect that one up. We've got a nice little zone there. What we're going to do here, for this experiment, for this little tutorial, I'm just going to do a little zone like this, connect it up like that. And we are going to zone in some residential areas. We're going to do it as light residential. So click your zoning button, choose your light residential, there, and I'm going to use the fill button. You've got fill, you've got marquee, which is where you can just draw out the squares that you want to do, and then you've got the paint buttons, single squares, or you've got the larger, almost like 4x4 type square area. But we're going to use the fill button. We'll do some there, some all the way down here, right to the end. I'm going to use a marquee tool for this section. Right click marquee that out as well. Okay, right, so now we have that going on. But wait a second, one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't connected water pipes to our area. We've got a pipe up to here. So what we want to do is we just want to make sure that all of our roads are covered with blue. So we'll do that, and we're going to need water pipes all the way down to our coal power station as well. Like so. Okay, makes sense. But electricity isn't going to reach this area either, is it? Well, no, we need to extend our electricity reach over to here. So I'm just going to draw that over to about there, and that hopefully should reach our area. What I'm now going to do is I'm now going to start the timer, and hopefully we'll have some buildings start zoning in over this area here just to get us started. Now you've got 3 speeds for the clock. It's currently running at speed 1. You can use the numbers 1, 2 or 3 on your keypad to move to different speeds, or you could just click this accelerate time button up to 2 speed and 3 speed. Now hopefully everything now is going to be running fine. If you keep an eye on these bars are your demand meters, showing us how much demand for residential, commercial and industrial we have. At the moment everybody's building quite nicely. This is what we want, and yeah. Now we get a bit of commercial demand already. Now I would advise putting commercial down your main road, which is this one over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in a little bit of light density commercial along the main road like this. And we're already getting some industrial demand. And I would always recommend, with industrial, take it away from your commercial and residential areas. So over here, click on industrial and zone over here and here as well. We won't need to put power lines over here because we've got the coal station as well as the wind turbine. Now, to be honest with you, we have overkill on electricity. We wouldn't be using anywhere near this much. We've still got some residential demand. We're just going to extend this out a little bit further then. I reckon to about there. And we could do a little road in this way and off that way. And how you design your city is completely up to you naturally. I'm just going to draw this out a little bit further this way as well. And yes, we need a lot more residential. I think over here we'll have some high density residential. These are going to be small skyscrapers just to help fill out our population. And already our town is grown. You can see the pollution over here with the industrial. It's a good thing that we built that away from the residential and commercial areas. Also, an advantage of having the industrial and the commercial connected by the same road is these guys will be producing goods, which will get sent down to these guys to sell to these guys. These people are complaining they haven't got water. Why would that be? Because we haven't put down pipes to those areas. So we better do this before people start getting grumpy and moving out. Like that. I want to draw this one out here as well. Now, this is basically a rough speed build just to show you how things work. Don't be thinking that I'm rubbish at building towns. Yes, I am rubbish. We've got more industrial demand. We'll come over here and we'll provide some more industrial space. So we'll come up here and we're going to extend this out this way. Why not this way as well? Excellent. Industrial, industrial, and like so. I'll probably have to put some more pipes down here as well. Yes, we do. Up here and across that way, and down here and across that way. So you can see the basics. Now the next thing is, as the game moves along and things unlock, you'll start getting people complaining about, oh look, there's crime in the area. Now, if you go into these little buttons at the bottom, like we can put down a police station, great idea. Click on police station. Now when you pop down your police station, you'll see the roads light up in a green. The further you go away from where you're plopping things down, the darker the green it gets. Don't worry if the area that you want the police station to go to is greyed out, it's too far away, because the police will actually go there. This is only the area that is affecting the land value. So I'm going to pop down the police station there. And if we now, back into the police, there we are. You can see the coverage down here is low. I'm going to build some more roads just to show you how up here, bring it a little bit over that way. Not going to connect it up and hit the police station there. And down here it's completely greyed out. The police will drive there. It's just that the land value to there isn't particularly high. If I connect that up though, the police can get around this way a little bit easier. And it's a little bit lighter grey anyway. You see what I mean. Do the same with the fire station as well. So we take the fire station. There it is. Everything's red because there's no fire coverage. We'll come down here. We'll pop that one down there. Everybody is now happy because of fire coverage is better. And healthcare, we're going to do the same again. Little medical centre down here. Like that. Everybody's happy because we've now got a medical centre, and we'll pop down a crematorium as well right there. Now there's a little icon over these houses here, and they're complaining that their rubbish isn't being picked up. You can see the bins outside haven't been collected. Yes, it's a bit poor of us. We'll come back over to the industrial area, and we're going to pop down a go to garbage, We've got two choices. You've got a landfill site and you've got an incineration plant. I recommend go with incineration plant as soon as you can. At first you'll only have the landfill sites, but yeah, incineration plants are better. So as soon as you unlock that, pop down an incineration plant or two, and then you'll get all the garbage vans coming out and they'll start collecting your rubbish. And that's the basics. That is the absolute basics of City Skylines. Respond or try and plan in advance to your city's needs. If we come down here, we're zoning a little bit more residential while we've got some roads going on. So we're going to do a little road down here, blump, and next connect this to here. Okay. Now in later shows, I'm going to tell you a little bit about traffic management. Simple stuff, like what's the main cause of traffic jams in the city? It might surprise you when you hear the answer. So anyway, that's going to be about it from me today. I'm just going to zone in this here, just hopefully get some people building their houses in those areas. Right, so that's going to be it from me today. I've kept it simple. I've just covered the absolute basics for getting started. There are all the things like education and transportation and loads more that you're going to need to add into your city. But for just getting started with a city, if you just follow these basic pointers, you should be okay. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me every day, Monday to Saturday, for What Map, where we look at some of these custom maps and try and find you a fun one to play your next city build on. And also I do tutorials all the time as well. Do check my channel. There's probably a tutorial to help you with just the problem you're looking at the moment. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.